happened yesterday. I was at a deli and I asked for something, and there was a man next to me who asked for something. And the lady behind the counter said, "Is that all for you guys?" And it sounded like she thought we were together. And so I clarified and saying, "Well, that's all for me." And I noticed that it was a shutting of the door of a. I I found myself looking over at this man and thinking to myself, "Oh, he's a nice looking person." Not just nice looking, but like, oh, he'd be nice to get to know or whatever. And of course, that's a little absurd, but I felt the energy of having slammed a door because I needed to clarify something, that things need to be in their place. And, just to clarify, this, goes on this shelf and this goes on this shelf. And I woke up this morning realizing that I find a safety in organizing things, making sure things are in their place, making sure I have a plan, and that safety of setting things right is a barrier between me and others. It's not even others. There is a frozenness to it. It is, separating. Putting things in their place is separating them. And so there was this energy of me separating from that man and from that woman and putting things in their place. And it's this kind of behavior of, I'm just organizing. But I feel like I'm shutting people out by organizing and by fearing the future. The dream that I woke up from this morning was one of those anxiety dreams where I was trying to get away, which are pretty rare nowadays. But I woke up with this pit in my stomach, and I found myself still trying to figure out how to get away in this dream that wasn't real. And it was so interesting. It was this pull of, well, I've got to get this pit out of my stomach, so I need to figure out this problem that doesn't exist. And I turned to, the somatic work of feeling into it and just sitting with this feeling and trying to tease it out from the story that isn't real. And it let me know that it's similar to my anxiety about my daughter and future plans and what ifs. And it's interesting to see how, like, philosophically I can say, oh, the future is not real and all this, but then there is a nervous system tightness around having things organized, having it all together, knowing that planning is funny because things just come together. And you do things when you need to, or they just happen by the way, when I am flowing and relaxing, and it just gets done. You're like, oh, that's off the list. So I'm realizing that a lot of my tightness is way more obstructive than I've realized. the other thing that I noticed is I keep on running the drip of poison into my life by giving time and energy to people and activities that no longer serve me. And it's not, there keeps being this like, well, they're a nice person and what, and it's fine. And there's almost like a gluttony to it, where it's like, well, this was labeled as good for me in the past, so I'm going to keep doing it, because if I go and do this, or spend time with this person that wants to spend time with me, that's me doing something good, like has the tag of good on it, but it's really a distraction from being with myself, because right now truth is telling me that I need to spend more time with myself and really just sit with these tightnesses and these fears, and to realize that the dream is not real, and to take the next, to level up on letting go. It was just so interesting how that response at the deli, it's funny how little moments can catch if you're paying attention. That response was this automatic guttural response of like, oh, nope, things need to be in their place. And that's why it was such a hit after that. It was like, oh man, I just slammed the door on connection by needing to define things, needing to write them down, needing to record them in a video. So denying that my nervous system works this way is not useful. And I know that going cold turkey on any of this stuff doesn't work. So it's not about, oh, I need to stop all these activities. It's about noticing. And slowly trying to tease apart from the fear, the story, the tightness. And taking a pause. Like before I made this video, I was like, do I really, before this I made like a journal entry, and journaling is another thing where it's been, sometimes I'll pause beforehand and notice, am I putting something into words to separate it from myself instead of feeling it in my body? So there's a little bit of both, where I pause first, feel it first, and then I'm like, well, the nervous system still wants to put this down, so I'm going to put it down. But at least I gave it some time. So it's the same thing with this video. I was like, do I really, really want to make this? And so it's walking the balance between what is the truth of what I'm doing? Am I expressing, or am I separating? Am I sharing, or am I like exercising something? Am I defining something, or am I creating something? So that's still a question. And so it's this moment of being honest with myself, but not knowing the answer yet. So just taking more pauses and feeling in before I do something, but then not stifling, not necessarily slapping my wrist and saying, no, we don't get to do that anymore. So just allowing things to come, and if they're stupid, then they're stupid, but to at least more and more walk by things that are not for me, and not feel so tied to spending time with someone because I said I would, or doing an activity because I guess it's good for me, but really feeling in of like, do I need to do that? Do I need to call that person? what's something that serves my energy better? There's a teacher that I'm reminded of who said, the more you align with truth, the fewer things get through the narrow doors of what feels right. So I'm feeling a narrowing of the doors this morning. And I seem to be following my pattern of being, it's not just compelled to release a video, but there's movements in my life that are coming with holidays where there's a day off, because today is the 4th of July. And taking those breaks, or using those intervals to really rest with myself and reflect. That seems to be the pattern at the moment. So it's a relief to have a day and to really tune into the flow of what is for me and what is okay to let flow by me without catching it.